My name is Jessica, and I am the Alumni and Student Engagement Manager at AIM High.
Hi everyone, I'm Jackie, and I am the program associate at AIM High.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us for our info session and workshop this evening. And tonight, we hope you learn more about AIM High. So before we get started talking about the details of AIM High, we wanted to show a short video on what our students did last summer with AIM High at Home. Last year, we were also virtual.
I'm reaching towards becoming a pathologist.
I want to become a surgeon.
An author.
I'm reaching to become a lawyer.
I would like to be a student athlete.
I want to work with elderly people.
What are you reaching for? I don't know why I did that. Sorry.
Aim High helps you reach higher.
They make science fun.
They teach you more than like math or history and stuff like that. They teach you what you have to do when you grow up.
What I love about Aim High is that it helped me speak up and share my ideas.
I learned about a guy from LA who helped his community by building a garden. I'm going to plant mint, avocados, tomatoes, and aloe vera.
We would read short stories. I figured if these authors could write, then I could write also.
We did roller coasters. We weren't just building them, we were coding them. I was like, whoa.
Aim High taught me that I should be myself and I shouldn't be afraid because I have a voice and I should use it.
When I first came to Aim High, I was like really scared.
It's a really great program.
I ended up performing twice.
They teach things that people didn't really teach in school.
It was an awesome experience.
Don't even think about it, just do it.
I'm reaching for Harvard.
Professional soccer player.
Therapist, veterinarian.
What are you reaching for?
All right, so we heard a little bit about how our students felt about program last summer, but what exactly does Aim High at Home offer? This might be new information, but if it's not, it's always good to have a little refresher. Aim High at Home is basically what we're calling our virtual program. It's pretty similar to what we would offer traditionally in person. The only difference is that it is virtual, so everything is through Zoom. But students still have access to academic classes in the mornings that are designed to prepare students for their next school year. Everything that the students are learning in these classes is material for their next school year, so they kind of get a head start. And we also offer students activities in the afternoons, and we'll get into the specifics of what those activities look like later in the presentation. But overall, Aim High at Home still is designed to help build community amongst Aim High students. We still want to offer students a safe space to be themselves, to learn, to meet other students, and just to have their voice heard. So that's some of the things that that students get when they participate with Aim High at Home.
So before we get more into the details of what Jackie went over, we wanted to share some highlights from AIM High at Home last summer. And so this is based off of a survey that our students took at the end of the summer. So 94% of students said, I feel like I am part of a community at AIM High. 86% of AIM High students said, this summer at AIM High, I learned at least one mindfulness tool to help me handle stress. And 98% of students said at AIM High, students treat each other with respect.
So one of the classes that we are offering this summer that we also offered last summer is our STEAM class, which is basically a combination of science, technology, engineering, art, and math. The cool thing about all of our classes is that they are all project-based, which means that students are working on projects in order to learn, instead of just having a worksheet or just listening to the teacher talk for 45 minutes. We actually want students to be hands-on. And one of the most popular projects from our STEAM class last summer was the cookie challenge, where students learned about ratios and proportions through the process of baking a cookie, changing the proportion of the ingredients, and seeing how that affected the cookie that they made.
Another academic class we have is book club. Each week, students will focus on a short story or an excerpt from a book, and then they'll come together and have a discussion, whether that's drawing connections or building literacy skills together. By the end of the summer, they'll have a literacy project to share, whether it's in a shape of a reflection or a poster.
The third class that we offer is our Issues and Choices class. And this is a class that's very unique to Aim High because it's a class that we created for the program. In this class, students have two different components. They have an advisory component and a future success component. During advisory, students really get to build community with their peers, as well as learn about some wellness tools that they can use throughout their life. Issues and Choices is really a class where students learn about some of the issues that they might experience based on their grade, based on their transition to middle school. And they also learn about what choices that they can make and what options they have to deal with these issues.
So after the academic classes in the morning, students have afternoon activities that they can pick. There are two types of afternoon activities we offer. One is live and one is on demand. The live version is, still online through Zoom, but the students would be in a classroom with a teacher doing the activity. And our on-demand activities are pre-recorded videos that will be on YouTube that students can access and watch anytime that they want and follow along to do that activity. So some examples of live afternoon activities are coding, basketball, like stretching, exercising, yoga, as well as making virtual beats. Some examples of our on-demand afternoon activities are cooking, coloring and design, drawing, making memory boxes, dance, and much, much more. We're also exploring the option of having in-person activities, but we're still exploring that opportunity. And if it does become available, we'll definitely share it with families, and families will get to pick if they would like to partake in those or if they would not like to.
Something new that we're offering this year to all students who participate in Aim High is our summer kits. These summer kits are basically boxes of materials that students will receive, and these materials are going to be useful for their classes. Students might receive materials that they can use for their STEAM projects, the book that they are going to be assigned for their book club class, amongst a lot of other materials. This is something we're trying this year. We know that sometimes students might not have all the materials that they need to get the most out of programs. So we want to make sure that every student has the materials that they need to get the most out of Aim High at Home this summer.
Another new component to Aim High at Home this summer will be Cafe Core. Community building is one of our core values at Aim High. And because we know that distance learning might be hard for students to feel like they're a part of a community, Cafe Core is a way for students to get together with teachers in small groups based on interest. If they'd like to, work on their homework or their STEAM challenge or continue reading their book club in a quiet study space, they can go into that breakout room. If they want to play games with their friends and build community and teamwork, they can go into that room. If they want to learn how to, do more meditation, breathing exercises, maybe some yoga, they can go into a different breakout room.
Something that we're going to continue to offer to students this summer is both Core Cash and the Opportunity Scholarship. Core Cash is basically cash that students earn during the program that they can later use in our student virtual store to earn prizes. Some of the most popular things students bought last summer at the student store were LED lights, I believe some materials for art, basketball, soccer balls, things to use for activities outside of Aim High. So that'll be available this summer again, and as well as the Opportunity Scholarship. The Opportunity Scholarship looks a little bit different because we are virtual. So students who earn the Opportunity Scholarship will most likely receive a gift card that they can use to purchase materials for an extracurricular activity or a hobby that the student is interested in participating in, even after Aim High.
Something else we wanted to highlight at Aim High is our amazing teachers. In every classroom of no more than 15 to 18 students, there's always at least 2 teachers. So this ensures that every student gets the one-on-one support that they need, require, or deserve. We're committed to project-based hands-on learning. And so we'll see that a lot of the students will be doing projects just to showcase what they have learned throughout the summer.
So when is Aim High and where is Aim High? This summer, our program will be running from June 28th through July 30th. And during those 5 weeks, students will have live classes Monday through Thursday. That's their academic classes and their live activities. And on Fridays, students get to kind of pick their own adventure so they can continue working on their STEAM project or reading for their book club class, doing some of those on-demand activities, or sometimes students just decide that they need to take a break. So that's they can choose to have that adventure on Fridays. And where is Aim High going to be? We did say that the program was virtual, but we do serve different regions, and this is important when you are filling out the application. Even though the program is virtual, the application will ask you to pick a site, and each site is associated with a physical location. So, for example, in San Francisco, we have 6 different sites. In the East Bay, we have 4 different sites. Each site is associated with a physical location. So it's important that you pick the location or the site that's closest to your neighborhood. This might not seem super important for this summer because it's virtual, but it does become important because next summer, when we invite students back, if we are back in person, students will be assigned to that physical location that you picked this summer. So for example, if you apply this summer and apply for the Mission site in San Francisco, next summer, if your student is invited back and we are in person, they will be assigned to a Mission location. So just make sure that you pick the site closest to you. Don't pick Tahoe and Truckee if you are in the East Bay or in San Francisco, because next summer we won't be able to change that site.
Yeah, so something I wanted to highlight that Jackie mentioned, she mentioned a lot about next summer. And something I wanted to highlight is that Aim High is a multi-summer program. And so once you're an Aim High student, we're committed to your child until they're a rising 9th grade student. If you have a current 5th grader, then they are eligible for Aim High for 4 years. If you are a current 6th grader, they're eligible for Aim High for 3 years. And so next summer, you don't have to apply to get into Aim High. We ask if you'd like to come back, and if you do, then you re-enroll instead of reapply. So how can you apply to Aim High? Well, our application has been available since February, and our application is online only at aimhigh.org/apply, and our application deadline is April 9th, so about a month from now. What is important on the application? The whole application is important to us, but it is an application that's filled out by a student and parent or guardian, because there are both student questions and parent or guardian questions. For the student questions, we ask that the student takes it seriously, because this is how we get to know the student to see if they're a right fit for Aim High and if Aim High is a right fit for them. So if you are interested in Aim High and would like to get started on the application, you can scan this QR code on the screen right here. Let's get into our application and specifically how you can apply. And so the first thing you're going to want to do is go to our website, aimhigh.org. And so this is our website. And right on the front page, you'll see that you can apply today. So we're going to click that. And this is the same video that was shown earlier in our presentation. And if you keep scrolling down, you'll see new students, new to Aim High. So something I want to mention is that if you have a older child that has already attended Aim High before and you want to apply for your younger child, you would click on returning student and log in through there. So we're going to click on new student. And this is the timeline for this summer. So our applications open in February. The deadline is April 9th. Acceptance emails will go out May 3rd. You have about 2 weeks to accept your acceptance. And then June 28th is the first day of Aim High, and our last day is July 30th. But once you get here, you're going to click Apply Now. And this is our Aim High web account page. And so if you're new to Aim High, you would click here, Apply Now. If you have an older student who is re-enrolling, you would click here, but we're going to click this one. And the first thing they're going to ask is for your email address, and we want the primary parent or guardian email address. So if you're the parent who will be filling out the application, or if there are any questions that we have regarding your application or the student, you're the one to call, then you would be putting your email. So you'll put your email, and then you'll create a password. And this password needs to be at least 8 characters long and contain a lowercase letter and a number. Okay. So once you get here, this is the home page, and you would just click Start Application. And then you can select the language that you would like to fill out the application in. We offer it in 3 languages: English, Spanish, and Chinese. And then you just start filling out the application. Well, thank you everybody for joining us tonight and learning more about Aim High. We hope that you learned something that you didn't know before tonight. And we are excited to receive your applications for your child or children.
Thank you all for being here today. And like Jessica said, we look forward to seeing your applications and hopefully accepting all of your students.
If you have any questions, feel free to email us at admissions@aimhigh.org. Thank you.